So my name is Esme, and
My name is Jennifer.
for our app, we made this app called What is My Future?
So this is a fortune teller app that takes user input such as your name, favorite color, favorite number, and your zip code, and it converts it into different fortunes.
So when we were coming up with an idea for what we wanted to do, we were kind of inspired by this game called MASH that we used to play when we were kids. It was a little silly game that we would play, and it would tell you what your future was going to be like. So we kind of wanted to do something based off that, but then kind of turn it into our own thing. So what it does is it's going to take the user input, and some of it is automatically hard coded, and some of it uses an API. So with that,
So my contribution was converting the user input into fortune. So that involved using a lot of if-else statements to compare the user input strings to a bunch of known values, and then from there determining the specific futures.
and then I worked as I worked on the API and the user interface. So what I did was I basically would take the user's zip code and then figure out what the weather was in their location, and then based on whether it was like really cold or really hot in their location, I would kind of generate like what they should do that day. So an example of this would be, let's say my name was Jeff. My favorite color was Illini orange. My favorite number was 125, and then my zip code was 61820, the Champaign zip code. You will see that Jeff will, for example, in his future remain bald. He will bleed orange and blue forever. He'll teach 125 more classes, and then based on the weather, he should go out and walk outside today. So then another example would be, let's say my name was Jen, my favorite color was blue, my favorite number was 17, and my zip code was 6182, or let's say Phoenix, 85001. So you'll see that it's a bit hotter in Phoenix than it is here in Champaign. And so for Jen, it's saying that she's going to be famous. She's going to live in a blue house. She's going to have 17 dogs and cats. And the weather is a little bit more extreme today, so she should probably stay inside. So then as we were working on this project, we did, of course, encounter some problems. So
one problem that we encountered was for the weather API, there was one line that we had to include in the Android manifest file.
This line right here.
And we had never encountered this before, so it did take a couple hours for us to locate this issue and include the necessary line.
And then we also had an issue when we were uploading the video or uploading the app to GitHub. The URL under the remotes here, these were both incorrect. And so when we were trying to upload our project to GitHub, it wasn't actually getting up there. And so for a while, Jen and I had to like physically get together to work on this project until we got this issue resolved. So then in the future for this app, we
could add another API that gives another random future, or
we could do more checking on like what the user inputs. So like if the user inputs something that, like a color, for example, that we didn't originally think of, like something obscure like cyan or lavender, which falls under blue or purple, then we could still incorporate that into our API or into our app. So yeah, so that is our app. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you.